Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, The Human Element Understanding Social Engineering Tactics. I'm Shilpa Goswami, and I'll be your host for the day. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen only mode and will last for an hour, out of which last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. If you have any question during the webinar to organizer or our speaker, use the Q&A window. Also, if you face any audio video challenges, please check your internet connections or you may log out and log in again. An important note, admissions are currently open. For further details about our courses, please visit our website www.eccu.edu. Our speaker for today's session, David Pereira. He is a founder and CEO of SecPro and is a published author, international speaker, trainer, digital researcher, and consultant with over 27 years of experience in the field of cybersecurity and computer forensics. He has developed consultant activities in ethical hacking, malware analysis, penetration testing, and forensic analysis for various national and international companies. David is also an international instructor for law enforcement agencies and companies around the world, including the FBI, Department of Defense USA, Homeland Security, Secret Service USA, USAF, US Marines, Navy SEALs, CBP, and many more. Without any further delay, I would hand over the session to you, David.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. Thank you for your presentation. It's great for me to be here. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're going to enjoy this space. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most important concerns right now, or that we have right now, is social engineering, because the malicious actors keeps the attacks with these kind of techniques, because it's easier for a malicious actor to attack a person and do not attack a very hardened infrastructure. It's easier to trick a person, of course. So how do cyber criminals do this? Well, one of the most interesting things is that they evolve. They know how the people thinks, how the mind and your brain works. So normally they know the human psyche. They are experts trying to connect with emotions. You are going to see in a moment. And it's difficult to detect a social engineering attack because it's so similar with the normal and real requirement. They are similar to a normal call. They are similar to a real email. So it's difficult to detect. And the criminals use a lot of different techniques. We are going to show you a lot of them, and we are going to mention different ways that they use for this to work. So right now, one of the main concerns is the artificial intelligence used in social engineering. We are going to talk about this in a moment. So in statistics, right now, 4 of the top 5 cyber crimes committed involves social engineering. Right now, the most common crime is phishing, right? So in phishing, they use the social engineering factor all the time. And in 2023, each one of these red dots you can see in the screen are crimes related or in connection with social engineering, or using social engineering as a way or as a part of the attack, like phishing or extortion or business email compromise, etc., etc., etc. All of them related with social engineering. So as you see, it's important, it's critical right now. That's why it's important to know and to be familiar with social engineering, to be aware about the risks. So the impact, there is a lot of different repercussions we have with social engineering, and one of the less mentioned, it's the mind factor. How do you feel after being a victim of a social engineering attack? So you can have a lot of different damage, like reputational damage, of course, loss of money, etc., etc., etc. Different impacts that you can have. And there are some psychological principles that the malicious actors use in social engineering. Normally, as I mentioned before, they try to connect with your emotions, with those areas in your brain that controls the emotions, like the limbic system, the hippocampus, the amygdala, and they use different techniques. They try to pose as an authority person, or they try to impress a sense of urgency, or they try to force you as a social proof to do something, or they use the reciprocity, or tries to show that you are going to gain something. They show this as an attractive proposal for you, etc. So at the end of the day, as you see, emotions, they try to connect with emotion, to try to avoid that you think, that you make the pause and relax and think about this. No, they try to push you. That's how it works. I think we have clear understanding right now about the principles. Let's talk about the tactics, how they do this, how day by day more people falls in these traps, unfortunately. One of the most common, phishing, of course. Phishing is not only emails. Phishing is one of the ways, the emails is one of the ways to execute a phishing attack. They can use different techniques. Normally, phishing, the most common, is or start with an email connected with a fake website, and at the end, they want information from you, like your password or your username or information about your company, etc. Personal identifiable information, credit card information, that kind of information are looked for by the cyber criminals. So, as I mentioned before, they try to put an urgency sense or social proof, etc. So day by day, we receive a lot of emails, and it's very important to follow the cyber hygiene rules. What that means: treat your digital life in the same way you treat your personal real life. You are not going to walk in the street and at the first person at your side you say, hey, I'm David Pereira, I'm working SecPro, I work in ethical hacking, blah blah blah. No, you don't do that. Normally you preserve your privacy. We should do the same in digital world. And a lot of people makes a bad practice. They use their personal emails to send and receive corporate information. That's a bad practice. In phishing, the malicious actors have the easy part, because it's very simple to buy a domain or to create a fake email, like a Chamber of Commerce email or Bank of America at Outlook, etc. It's very easy for a criminal to create this kind of emails. Let me show you something. Here, there is a lot of companies, real legal companies like GoDaddy or similar, that sells domains. If you want to create a company, you can buy a domain for your company. And malicious actors can make search like this, like Citibank or Bank of America, etc. And they are going to receive a list of potential domains that the malicious actors can buy to create a fake website, to create a fake email. And malicious actors use different techniques to create similar emails or similar domains to the real one. In an email, you need to look for some specific parts of the email. Day by day, it's more difficult to detect a phishing attempt because they use artificial intelligence. So previously we say, okay, read the email content, read the body, and normally they make some grammar errors, maybe they have a bad or a bad reading word, etc. But right now, that's not a possibility for us to detect a fake email, because artificial intelligence create a perfect body in the sense you want. So that's not a technique to detect fake emails anymore. You can review the address that you have in the email that you receive. You can review the links without a click in the link. Please do not make clicking those links. Review them. Just position your mouse pointer over the links, and you can review the real destination of those links. But again, it's not so easy because the malicious actors use a lot of tricks, like this list that we have here. They use character repetition or character swap or homoglyphs. They use a lot of different techniques to create similar domains to the real one. So if you are not aware and you are not focused, maybe you are going to miss that part. And there are different tools that malicious actors can use to create or to detect what kind of emails or what kind of domains they can use um, to create a malicious website. So this is very, very critical. And let me show you a very interesting thing. Normally, you know that the best practice says review the HTTPS part in the URL, and normally that's gonna help. But no, not at all, not anymore. As you can see here, we have HTTPS, the real log here, and www.apple.com. But as you see, of course, it's not the real website of Apple. This website is using a malicious technique. It's called homograph. And as you see, the most common things that we look for a malicious website do not apply here. So this kind of technique can be used for malicious actors. So you need to be aware about these techniques. Smishing, it's a different but similar attack, normally executed with SMS to your cell phone. So you receive malicious message with a URL, with a link. Normally, the malicious actors tries to trick you to a fake website, right? To a fake domain. So you are going to provide your email or your username. Uh, Let me show you how can this be the result. Normally, a malicious actor can create, I'm going to make a lot of demonstration today. So look, I can wait here for the victim to fall in a trap. And if the victim visit a malicious link, let me show you in a different browser. I hope you can see here, perfect. I'm going to open an IP address like a malicious link. As you see, it's like a real Google website, but it's not the Google website. Of course, as you see, the URL is a local IP address, but the malicious actor can send this to you. And if you put your email and your password, let me show you something like awareness 2024 and send the sign form, the victim is going to be redirected to the real Google website, but the malicious actor already have your information. You see? So this is the risk here. Is difficult to detect, and the malicious actors use very advanced techniques to try to trick you. Well, phishing. Phishing is very interesting. It's normally they execute fake phone calls. So they can have a very well created script, and even so, they can fake their voice. So maybe you receive a phone call in this way. Let's see if this works, I hope. Let's see, okay.
Hi, this is Sandra from Bank X, and you are a great client. You have a great financial behavior, and we have an offer for you. Yada, yada, yada.
I hope that this works, and if this works perfect, you can hear a different voice, right? So the malicious actors can do this, and they call you with a good script asking for personal identifiable information. And if you fall in the trap, they are going to have very important information, right? So that's phishing. Pretexting. Pretexting is a little different, or well, it's like an additional part for the phishing. In phishing, as you hear, you can change your voice, etc. And malicious actors can add an additional component like this. I hope you can hear. This is a baby crying sound. or they can put an office ambient sound in the background, so they create a more credible environment. That's pretexting. They put more factors, more components of the recipe to trick you. That's pretexting. The QR phishing. Well, from pandemics to our days, this is terrible. A lot of different actors, in some cases, go to a restaurant and change, in some cases, the QR codes from the menus, in order that the person that reviewed those menus with their cell phone, they can capture information from you. And there is a lot of people that loves QR codes. And in the moment they see a QR code, they take their cell phone, take the photo, visit the website, etc. And it's very easy for a malicious actor to create a malicious QR phishing. I'm not going to execute the demonstration because it's not appropriate, but it's very easy. Please be careful with this QR. It's almost impossible to be sure. So my recommendation is to install a tool that shows you the link before to visit that link, if you want to use QR codes. The impersonation of individuals or officials, this is very common. And as I mentioned before, criminals use the human psyche to work. So normally, if you see a person with a helmet, with a reflective vest, with a clipboard under the arm, etc., you think that this person maybe it's an operator or a person coming from a specific company. And if you see like an identification, etc., that makes like a small layer of credibility for this person. The malicious actors use this. They use impersonation of authorities, of agencies like IRS or similar. It depends the country. They can try to impersonate officials, authorities, etc. And they can try to trick you in different ways. Even they use this to try to access restricted areas. We are going to talk about in a moment. If a person can access a facility, they can try to execute a specific attack called baiting. Baiting is an attack that means that they leave something as a bait for you, because for them you are a victim, you are a fish, right? So they can use different ways. In the old times, or the most common attack, it's like a USB, a fake USB, right? Like this. This is not a real or not a common USB. This is a specific device that allows me to control a computer in a remote way. There are a lot of different technologies that can be used, or even this. This wire, it seems like an iPhone charger, but inside there are specific technologies that allow me to control in a remote way a computer if you connect this wire to your computer. Or there are these kind of technologies. It's called USB rubber ducky. This, similar to USB device, inside contains a specific code installed in this SD card. And if you connect this, let's say that the malicious actor leaves this in a desktop, and you found this and you say, oh, a USB for my MP3 or my videos or whatever. Okay, and you decide to connect this to your computer. Let me show you what can happen. I'm going to do this in a real machine. This is a remote desktop to this machine. And let me show you what happened if I connect this to that machine. No hands. Look. A lot of different instructions are going to be executed in the computer, and you can't control that. And the malicious actor do not need to do nothing. Here are my hands. So as you see, it's very simple for a malicious actor with the baiting attack. Tailgating or piggybacking, or some people say that are the same, some people dissent. Let me explain the different attacks. Tailgating means that the malicious actor tries to access a restricted facility, trying to trick the guard or the controls, the biometric controls or the proximity controls. And they can have a fake ID, etc. Piggybacking, it's a little different. The malicious actors try to establish a small chat with a real person accessing to a building, and they just need a small talk, seconds. So the guard, the security personnel, thinks that the malicious actors comes with the real person that really works in that facility and allow this intruder to pass. That's piggybacking. So again, the brain, the mind factor, the psyche, it's attacked by the social engineers trying to trick the security personnel. Catfishing, it's very interesting. It's very common right now. It's very common in LinkedIn right now, but normally in any social network happens. Normally, malicious actors can create fake social profiles to establish contact with a victim and tries to generate a relation, a connection with this person. So they try to use different stratagems or strategies like an emergency, so they need to borrow money from you, or they need some specific information, or they want help for some kind of emergency. They try to collect information, etc. And they are fake profiles. It's very common right now. Let me show you. In LinkedIn, as I mentioned before, it's very common to receive invitations from profiles with a beautiful woman, normally in an uncontext photo, in a context place, in a city, in a restaurant, etc. And normally it's a beautiful woman. It's the most common. They have followers, they have connection. In some cases, they pay for the premium services in LinkedIn. So you can review this, and you can take this link, you can copy this image link, and you can use a tool like Yandex or Google Image to look for the real source of that image. So I'm going to select the image option in Yandex, and I'm going to provide the link of that image. And as you are going to see, that image, it's very, very common in different profiles. A lot of different Facebook profiles, in Pinterest, in a lot of different places. So it's a fake profile, as you see. It's a catfishing profile. Very common attack right now. So that's why the recommendation for you is do not accept everybody in your social networks. At least try to verify that you know this person, that you really know this person, and try to avoid to provide personal information to a person that you just met. This is very important. Remember, when you publish something or you provide some information, that information do not belongs to you. That's why it's important to control and be careful about what you publish as well. The fake pop-up message, very common attack as well. You are visiting a website and you receive, a pop-up saying that you are the winner of something, congratulations because you received something, etc., etc. Just looking for your click, right? They are just looking for a click from you, like message like this. Congratulations, you are the winner, congratulations, blah, 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 blah. Congratulations, you are the winner, you are the visitor number 100,000, etc. And they offer, as you remember, gain, they offer you something, normally fake. It's very common right now for YouTube channels, etc., that they send fake emails talking about a sponsorship or a collaboration, and at the end of the day, it's a fake message. Another different trick that the malicious actors use is the scareware. Normally they try to make you feel fear about something or apprehension. They say, or they put a message saying, you are infected, your computer is infected, you have a virus, blah, 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 blah. So let me show you. They use this kind of image, warnings, warning, 5 viruses detected, or, well, your computer is infected, click here to disinfect. And they are looking for your click. And if you click in those links, normally you are going to be infected. It's possible to infect your computer only with 1 click. It's completely possible. Perfect. Right now, the malicious actors are using social engineering with artificial intelligence, or use the artificial intelligence to support their social engineering attacks. And this is just going to be, this is growing and growing and growing day by day. Let me show you some examples. There is a specific trick called deepfake. And deepfake can be related to image or video or audio. So the malicious actors can create artificial intelligence generated image in a very, very realistic way. Let me show you a couple of images. I think it's going to be interesting. Let me show you one. There is a nice website. It's called "This Person Do Not Exist," and you see this website allows you to create a profile with persons that are not real. They can generate random faces, or if you want a female face, they can create them for you. So the malicious actors use these kind of tools to create fake profiles. And in some cases, the malicious actors can use your face and put your face in the body of somebody else, or can create completely synthetic personalities, like these Instagrammers, Aitana or Lil Miquela or Bermuda. They are not real, but you can see the amount of followers. Of course, we do not have the up-to-date followers numbers. This is huge, 300,000 followers or 2.6 million of followers to synthetic personalities. These beautiful girls do not exist. So they can use deepfake image with some different specific reasons, or they want to create disinformation, or they want to create a bad reputation for somebody, or different possibilities. Let me show you a tool that allows you to see the capabilities of artificial intelligence. You see here Marilyn Monroe, and you can select a different face, and as you see, it's very realistic, very credible, the modification of the face. And here you have different to select, and you are going to see that they are very credible. This is a deepfake image. But in the same way, the malicious actors can create videos and put your face in the body of somebody else doing something. So, and this is very, very used right now in a scam and in an extortion that we are going to mention in a moment. So this kind of attack can be used to identity theft, to fraud, to media manipulation, to create disinformation, or to sabotage. There is a very interesting case, a terrible case. A finance worker pays $25 million after a fake video conference. All the attendees, but the victim, were fake. And this group of criminals trick this person, and this person pays 25 million thinking that there are real people. This is a case. You have the link in the lower part. You can review this from CNN. It's a real case. And the malicious actors have day by day better tools. Let me show you an interesting case. As you see, here we have a very well-known scene, Leonardo DiCaprio, etc. And you can select the different faces that you can put. I'm going to reverse this to these characters, and as you see, can be executed. And this is a very interesting channel. They are very clear that this is a parody, this is fake, but you see that this guy creates Tom Cruise videos, very, very credible videos. Look.
This is a 5-second impression of a snapping turtle coming out of its shell.
You see? So this is the capability of artificial intelligence. So day by day, this evolves, and the malicious actors evolve at the same pace. We need to evolve as well. Voice cloning, it's another factor. Right now, one of the scams that we are investigating are related with this. A malicious actor just needs seconds from your voice. 25 seconds is enough to clone a voice. Not in a perfect way, but if you have more and more and more audios from the person, you can create a very credible voice. So this voice cloning allows a malicious actor to take the voice of a specific person and create the message they want in a very simple way. There are a lot of different websites that allows to do this. I'm not going to show them, but I can show you a website that allows me to create something very interesting. Let me show you. This website allows me to record my voice, and then I can put any of these voices to say what I record. Let me show you. Let's see. This is a simple demonstration of social engineering. That's it. This is my real voice. This is a simple demonstration of social engineering. Let's see with the Eva's voice how it sounds. I hope you can hear this. It takes seconds to create this. As you see, there are different characters, and some websites offers.
This is a simple demonstration of social engineering.
You see? And there are websites that allows to clone voices. They offer instant voice cloning, and you just need the examples of the voices, and this tool creates a very realistic voice, very, very close. We reviewed this with the specific technologies, and it's almost impossible to separate the real to the fake artificial intelligence voice, and they can call you saying anything. It happens. As you can see, some news are already talking about this. This is a very real case. Jennifer Di Stefano received a supposed kidnapper call with the voice of her 15 years old son. So this is real, this is critical. That's why we need to know about this. The deep news are terrible. Just think about your face in the body of a porn actor, actress, or in the body of a person doing explicit or having an explicit activities, right? So, and the malicious actor send this video to you and threat you saying, I'm going to send this video to your contacts, to your family, to your wife, your husband, etc. At least, or you need to pay this amount of money. So I'm not going to send this video. There is a lot of different websites right now and that allows a malicious actor to put any face in anybody. Or they can take your face, or they can take your real picture and remove the clothes. This is real, and it's happening right now. And of course, there is a lot of different crimes here, like extortion or sextortion or cyberbullying, but that's happening right now. This happens to Taylor Swift. And somebody create fake deep nudes, and was very difficult to demonstrate and to keep the reputation of Taylor, because a lot of people believes that those pictures or those videos were real. So you can see this new. So you can review this link and you are going to see that. Artificial intelligence is great. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing and arrives to stay and to evolve and allows us as a company or as a person to evolve, to create better content, to improve our work in many ways. But at the same time, can be used with malicious purpose, right? So one of the most interesting aspects of artificial intelligence is that it allows you to automate. So in the wrong side, or in the dark side of the force, the automation with artificial intelligence can be used by malicious actors. And it's normal that there is a lot of tools that allows you to incorporate artificial intelligence to your normal workflow. So one normal workflow of a company is to send emails, to send SMS, etc. And that can be used in scams, in ransomware, malware diffusion, and a lot of different attacks. There is a lot of different tools that can be used in the connection with artificial intelligence, right? So tools like this, real tools that companies use to send SMS, but they use artificial intelligence. Problem here is malicious actors can use this as well. Tools like MailChimp or similar that allows you to use artificial intelligence as well, or you use artificial intelligence to incorporate automation to send emails or similar contents, right? Or any kind of repetitive tasks, and even the entire workflow from the mail creation, send this email, verify the receipt, etc., etc., etc. All of these can be automated with artificial intelligence. There are interesting tools created with good purposes that can be used by malicious actors. Tools like allows the automation like Zapier, and there is a lot of different tools that allows the integration, and malicious actors can use these tools in a bad way, of course, trying to trick people to fall in different traps like phishing or smishing or breaching, or any of these or attacks that we already mentioned. Some recommendations. Well, the common sense is the best defense, right? Be aware, be focused, and keep in mind that there is a lot of risk, there is a lot of malicious actors trying to steal your information, so you need to be aware. As I mentioned before accepting someone as a contact in your social networks, try to validate that this person really exists, right? That this is a real person. If a supposed bank or similar entity calls you, do not provide personal identifiable information. Do not answer questions like, who is this? Or if they are calling you, they should know who you are, right? If they are the real bank, they have your information. Normally, the recommendation here is ask them for a landline to call them back. Normally, there is no criminal that provides you a landline, because a landline can be traced by authorities. They normally gonna say that they need to solve this issue in this call, and you need to make a decision in this call, and it's not possible for you to call them back. They are going to put excuses about this. So you know, just hang the phone. If you want to verify with the bank, you can call directly to the bank or to the institution. Never provide your name or personal information, never in a phone call. Do not visit links that arrive in WhatsApp groups. Just for being published in internet, don't make the things real, right? So do not click in WhatsApp, in links in WhatsApp groups or in SMS message, etc. Validate them. You have a lot of different tools like the Netcraft toolbar that allows you to detect if a website is real or not, or Fish Tank that allows you to report a fake domain or a fake email. It's very simple. Even you can query. Let me show you. You can query in a specific URL. You can query in Fish Tank if that URL is real or not. If somebody already report that URL, and you can verify if it's real or not. So you have different reports here, and you can query about specific URLs. So this is a very useful tool. Another recommended tool you should have in your browser, those tools are for browsers, uBlock or AdBlock. These kind of tools block pop-ups. I use them. All the tools I recommend are used by me and by my team all the time. As you can see, I have them. I have the uBlock. So it's very interesting and very useful because they stop the pop-up message. So you are going to be a little safer. One important tool that you should have, NoScript. NoScript is a nice tool that stops the automated scripts that be executed in your browser. Let me explain a little bit. If I visit a regular website like CNN.com, they normally try to execute scripts that you don't even know, right? It's automated. I'm never gonna say that this website have nothing malicious. No, I just want to show you that this website, like any other website in the world, tries to execute some scripts. Normally, they have, this is defensive, they try to know where are you located, so they are going to show you the news related to your area, etc. Normally, a real, legitimate, clean website like this use scripts to provide you a better experience and provide specific advertising oriented to you. But malicious websites use similar technologies that runs in automated way to attack you. So this tool, NoScript, shows you the scripts that are trying to run in the moment that you open a website, and this tool stop them and you can make an informed decision. You can decide, okay, I want to execute these scripts like this one. I'm going to provide permissions, so the scripts are going to be executed like this, right? But they are going to stop the scripts. The tool name is NoScript. Very useful, very recommended in your browser. So you are going to be a little safer as well. Again, if you receive a file from a person that you do not trust or a person that you don't know, etc., before to open that file, you can use tools like VirusTotal or VirusScan to review those files. So those are online sandbox. That means that online you can run different anti-malware tools against the file you are reviewing, and they can detect if there is something malicious inside. Another recommendation, use a password manager, because passwords are one of the treasures that the malicious actors look for. So a password manager helps you to keep your passwords in a safe place. And you don't need to remember so huge passwords. You just need to remember a very complex password that allows you to access your passwords. Never click an email without confirming the origin. Verify the HTTPS in the certificates, but as I show you, it's not definitive, but helps a lot. Multi-factor authentication, definitive, important, critical. My recommendation, all the time activate multi-factor authentication. That means something you are, something you have, like you need a password to access a website, and in addition, you are going to receive a text code by SMS, or you are going to receive an email with an additional code to access to your email or any service, your bank, etc. Do not connect to wireless networks, to public Wi-Fi. Try to avoid any kind of connection to a public Wi-Fi. It's not recommended because a malicious actor can fake in a very easy way a wireless network, and if you connect, they can see your traffic and they can capture the information you are sending and receiving. Some resources related with this webinar, and just say thank you for your time, your attention, your patience, and that's everything I want to share with you today. I hope there are questions. So, Shilpa, you are the boss.
Thank you so much, David, for explaining such a critical topic so well. Your live demos or the fake images, video, voices, and phishing techniques were especially eye-opening. And we truly hope our attendees have gained a lot from your insightful session on human social engineering. So once again, thank you so much. Now, if you're interested to learn more about our programs, do let us know in the poll that's going to be conducted now. Let us know your preferred mode of training and we will reach out to you. So, David, shall we start with the Q&A?
Of course, please.
Yes. So, our first question to you is, how can awareness training and education programs be effectively implemented to combat social engineering?
That's a great question. My recommendation is to be disruptive. You need to use new techniques because normally companies create the screens, the emails with the recommendation, etc. But sometimes, my experience and our company experience is people sometimes don't even open those emails because they say, this is from IT, it's about the passwords or something like that. So you need new techniques. You need innovation, be disruptive, create different things because the traditional techniques do not work anymore. As I mentioned, malicious actors evolve. We need to evolve in the way that you present the awareness to the people. And that's my recommendation. But yeah, this is recommended. Um, After the trainings, you can create control campaigns with phishing campaigns, control phishing and phishing campaigns to validate the areas that you need to improve. So it's very recommended, but innovation is critical here.
Thank you, David, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what are the legal and ethical considerations surrounding social engineering testing and defense strategies?
Well, mm, normally from the ethical perspective, um, companies can test the areas that they need to improve, and you should, because remember, the malicious actors. One of the failures that companies have with social engineering campaigns and awareness, etc., is that they do this one time in the year or two times in the year, and they do not create permanent campaigns. Malicious actors attack you all the time. If a malicious actor sends you an email and you do not open it, that do not discourage them. They just say, okay, I'm going to send a different email with a different subject, etc., until this person falls in the trap. So it's very important to do it. And I consider that the companies should do this. It's beyond the ethical part. Companies needs to be prepared because the criminals do not have any kind of ethical restriction. They have no restrainings. They do anything to compromise the companies. So companies should act in concordance and execute techniques, execute trainings that allows them to be better prepared to receive attacks and to countermeasure those attacks.
Thank you, David, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what role does psychological manipulation play in social engineering and how can we recognize and mitigate its effects?
Great question. Well, it's very important. The psychological role is critical because, as I mentioned before in the presentation, the malicious actors use that factor to try to trick you. The urgency, the authority, etc., etc. One of the tricks that never fails, it's try to use the nice people factor. If you go to an office and you have a lot of, let's say, coffee cups, and you just put yourself at the side of the door, somebody's going to open to you. Somebody is going to do that. So people needs to be aware about this, and the best way you can follow, or the best way you can do this, it's train the people, create awareness. Spaces like this that I'm very, very grateful with this council to allow me to be here. It's you need to be aware of this kind of techniques. You need to be aware of the malicious actors, techniques, tactics, and you are going to be better prepared. So psychological factor is critical for the malicious actors, and you need to be aware about the risks. So it's possible that you identify the risk, because it's difficult. It's not easy, as I show you. They can create a very realistic email. They can create a very realistic voice. They can create a very realistic image. So it's not easy to detect them. That's the biggest risk here. That's why the awareness factor is critical. People needs to know the risk. People needs to know that the malicious actors can do all of this against you. So at least you are going to be informed, and maybe you can suspect for the next attack that you're going to receive.
Thank you so much, David, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, one of our student is saying, thank you so much. This is one of the best webinar I have attended. As a new student, what are the methods I can't use during my research in other for me not to fall in the hand of hackers?
Wow, very interesting question. It's very important to understand that the malicious, no hackers. Let's remember that sometimes the word hackers, it's have some kind of stigma, right? The word hacker, it's related to a very, very clever person, very smart person that try to solve a complex problem with a different solution, right? Normally, I talk about cyber criminals or malicious actors or adversaries, because it's better. We need to have in mind that the tools that the malicious actors use are similar to the tools that we, as advisors or ethical hackers, etc., use, right? So at the end of the day, these cybersecurity tools are the same. The difference is the purpose. The difference is the intention. For the students, I'm going to make let's say a confession, or I'm going to make a disclosure here. One of the questions in the Certified Ethical Hackers exam that you are going to receive, it's possible that you will receive this one, it's what's the main difference between an ethical hacker and a malicious actor? Normally, the proper answer is that you, as an ethical hacker, have the permission of the owner of the infrastructure, the company, the entity, to make your tests. The tools are similar, the techniques are similar, the tactics are similar, but the difference is the purpose. You are trying to protect an infrastructure. You are trying to make a company safer, to harden their infrastructure. You cover the vulnerabilities, you discover them, provide this information to the IT team, the blue team, the system manager, etc., so they can remediate that vulnerability. So that's the main difference. Not the tactics, techniques, those are the same. The difference is the intent, the purpose, the objective. I hope I answered properly.
Yes, thank you so much, David, for answering that question. We'll take last two questions for the day. Our next question for you is, why QR code readers app do not scan the QR code for malicious URL?
It's up to you. My recommendation is, you already know that this can be dangerous if you are not sure about the source, the origin of this QR code. You can use tools that allows you to see the URL, the final destination of this QR code. So you can see the URL, and you can use tools like URL void or similar. Let me show you one nice tool. It's called URL void. Sorry. URL void, it's a tool that allows you to analyze the reputation of a URL. So you can use this tool, it's online, URL void. You can review a URL and you are going to receive an analysis of that URL. I just used this yesterday. And look, you can see that nothing is bad in that URL. So you can use that kind of tools to validate before to visit a QR code link.
Thank you, David, for answering that question.
My pleasure.
Our last question to you is, what what's the purpose of attempting to connect you to a fake LinkedIn profile?
To a fake
LinkedIn profile.
Thank you. Yeah, it's normally can be related with some kind of corporate espionage, or maybe they want to establish a relation with you and then ask for help, ask for money, create a relation and then exploit that relation, right? So that's the purpose. Maybe they want you to disclose information from your company. There is not a specific answer. Normally can be different kind of attacks, but this is a very common practice right now. Maybe you can see this in your LinkedIn probably. So it's difficult to say, but different possibilities. Espionage, the emergency script asking for help in any way, information, etc., or money. Or create a more close relation and then send photos, receive photos, and then create an extortion scam against you.
Thank you, David.
No problem.
It was like, thank you again to our wonderful speaker, David, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and knowledge shared with our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we are looking for more and more sessions with you. Now, before we conclude the webinar, David, would you like to give a small message to our audience?
Of course. The most important part, thank you. Thank you for having me here, and to EC Council and all your amazing team, Shilpa. Thank you for all the people that bring us little time for me. And please be aware about the risks. Remember, you are the difference between to be a victim or not to be a victim. You decide. It's up to you. So please be aware, get informed, and remember, there is a lot of risks. You make the difference. And provide this same knowledge to all the people you can. Please be an evangelist about this. It's very important.
Thank you so much, David, for the message to our audience and spreading significant awareness among our audience and helping them to be more cautious moving forward. Thank you so much, David. Pleasure having you.
Thank you.